His administration is fulfilling promise to make Nigeria a global powerhouse. Edo State House of Assembly summons Commissioner of Police over arrest of traditional ruler within Assembly complex. On the foreign scene, Qatar temporarily closes airspace amid reports of threat of an Iranian missile attack on US-run airbase. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okbayamuni. The management of Borno State Transport Company, also known as Benue Links Nigeria Limited, has confirmed that the passenger's bus intercepted on Sunday by gunmen was coming from Abduction, Borno State and en route to Makurdi. In a statement issued on Monday, the company's information officer, Johnson Daniel, said 12 passengers and the driver were on board when the vehicle was intercepted. However, stated that one passenger managed to escape and reported the incident to the police at AK Police Station. Earlier, the Borno Police Command spokesperson, Udeme Edet, said the command received information on the abducted passengers. The PPRO added that combined security operatives were combing the bush to rescue the kidnapped victims. In Oyo State, the Oyo Police Command has assured residents of Ilero town in Kajola local government area of the release of 2 persons abducted on Wednesday in the state. The Commissioner of Police, Johnson Adenola, made this promise on Monday while addressing youths and traditional leaders from Kajola and Iwajowa communities of the state. The police boss also disclosed that the command had arrested some suspects allegedly involved in the gruesome killing of a farmer at a farm settlement in the town on Thursday. 2 female adults were kidnapped at an agro-products shop within Ilero town. While on duty, Adenola noted that the meeting was held to consult and mediate among critical stakeholders in the zone. He particularly urged the youth to share their planned protest to avoid it being hijacked by criminals. The United States mission in Nigeria has issued a security alert advising American citizens to avoid non-essential travel to military and government facilities in Abuja due to increased global security concerns. The alert, released by the U.S. Embassy on Monday, stated that all embassy personnel and their families are currently prohibited from visiting military sites or other government venues in the Nigerian capital unless for official purposes. This advisory came in the wake of unspecified global developments that have prompted heightened security measures and the re-evaluation of movement around sensitive locations. American citizens residing in or visiting Nigeria are urged to remain vigilant in public places, particularly in locations frequented by Westerners, expatriates, and government officials. The embassy also advised avoiding large gatherings, maintaining unpredictable routines, and being familiar with emergency exits in buildings. U.S. nationals are encouraged to review their personal security plans and exercise increased caution during their stay in Nigeria. Elsewhere, President Bola Tinubu has said that his administration is fulfilling its promise to Nigerians to make Nigeria a global powerhouse in agriculture. President Tinubu said this during the launch of the Renewed Hope Agricultural Mechanization Program in Abuja on Monday. He said the reforms being introduced by his administration were aimed at making farming more appealing to young Nigerians. According to him, the federal government has over 2,000 advanced tractors, 50 bulldozers, 12 mobile workshops, and more than 9,000 farming tools ready. The president also said the federal government was working with international partners to empower the youth with skills in modern agriculture for financial self-dependence. President Tinubu encompassed year-round cultivation, drastically reducing Nigeria's historical vulnerabilities and seasonal shortages.
We have friends across the world. We have Belarus committed to a program that will empower our youths, teach them how to do things, get them off the street, empower them in technology, review mechanization, empower them in machine repairs and fabrications. The allocation of this equipment throughout the country will do a lot to give our nations abundant arable land and favorable climate that we have. We must seize the opportunity to achieve complete agricultural independence and food sovereignty. To all stakeholders receiving this equipment, deploy them with maximum efficiency. We will work with you. We will supervise you at various locations, and we will hold you accountable. Let history record this day as the beginning of Nigeria's agricultural renaissance, where modern technology meets our farmers' legendary resilience to create unprecedented prosperity. I sincerely commend the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security for their proactive efforts in addressing the food crisis and maintaining stability with our food system. We are not looking back on other programs to support you, but it is.
Series of reduction in inflation rate has been reported by the National Bureau of Statistics in the year 2025, as headline inflation rate eased further to 22.97% in May 2025. Also, food inflation was pegged at 21.14%. In this report, Lydia Adigbaju looks at how these reports relate to market realities.
It's 6 months into the year 2025, and there has been a series of reports of reduction in food inflation in Nigeria. Latest statistics released by the National Bureau of Statistics puts headline inflation rate at 22.97% in May 2025, while the food inflation rate was pegged at 21.14%. However, one would wonder if the numbers correlate with the market realities for the common man. Going round major retail markets in Osogbo, the state capital, traders gave diverse reports. Mrs. Miriam Okwala, a retailer, confirmed a reduction in prices of foodstuffs like rice, beans, and groundnut oil between January and now.
Like this January, I thought we sold beans around 90-something thousand, but now it is 75,000 naira. And rice to January, I think they sold it 100 plus, but now we are selling like 65,000 naira. And Ororo too, we sold the carton over 1 liter, we sold it 50-something thousand, but now it is 40,000 something naira. So 25 liters, I think January it was 90-something thousand, but now it is 64,000, 63,000 naira now. So there is low in price from January to this time.
While Mrs. Funto Motosho said a 50 kg bag of flour that sold for over 70,000 naira in December 2024 has now reduced, while sugar, which sold for between 85 and 90,000 naira, has reduced to about 80,000 naira.
In gbogbo December yẹn à ń flour ní 70 something, 72, 73, 74, 75 ó wà báwọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni sugar náà wà bí 85, 90 kankan gbà náà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí yàtọ̀ díẹ̀ náà tó wà ń bẹ à ń ta rice 65, 64 báyìí. Sugar náà à ń ta ní 79, 80 báyìí. So yàtọ̀ díẹ̀ náà ló wà ń bẹ báyìí. Kò tí ì dínwó tó bó ṣe wà tẹ́lẹ̀.
It will be recalled that President Bola Tinubu, in his speech marking his second year in office, recounted how inflation is easing as prices of rice and other basic foods fall. The National Bureau of Statistics also attributed the easing rates to a change in the base year for measurements. However, the story is not the same for other food crop sellers. Balikis Mudashiru, a pepper seller who just came from the village market, lamented how prices of tomatoes and peppers have skyrocketed. A basket of tomatoes that sells for between 70 to 80,000 naira now sells for 100,000 naira, while a bag of pepper known as a tarodo that previously sold for 50,000 naira is now selling for 120,000 naira. is usually named as a culprit for hike in food crops, Ms. Mudashiru believes this is not the case this time around, as the rain this year is in moderation.
It's not rain season because everybody always talk about rain season when market comes, but now it's not rain season. It's not rain season.
On her part, Mrs. Omotosho hopes the prices will continue to reduce to how it was 2 years back.
Kó tó di December tó lọ ní nǹkan bí ọdún mẹ́fà méje sísìn ó ní iye tá à ń ra gbogbo ọjà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ láti bí ọdún méjì ní ìsìn gbogbo ẹ̀ kàn dojúrú ni. Kán dákun kán jẹ́ kó tún mọ́ wálẹ̀ bó ṣe ń wálẹ̀ yìí inú wa ń dùn kó sì tún mọ́ wálẹ̀ sí la fẹ́ àfẹ́ kó wọ́n mọ́ kán dákun.
In the meantime, the average Nigerian is hoping that the second half of the year would yield good results and that prices of food normalize soon. Lydia Adegbaju, Western Spring Television News.
Osei Anene, son of the late elder statesman and former chairman of the Social Democratic Party, Tony Anene, has rejected recent claims by the special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, over his father's role in the June 12 saga. In a statement on X, Osei described Ononuga's portrayal of Anene as untrue and accused him of distorting historical facts in an official presidential communication. Ononuga had, in response to former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido's criticism of President Bola Tinubu's role in the June 12 struggle, accused both Lamido and Anene of aligning with the military and the then opposition NRC to sabotage the mandate of the presumed winner of the 1999 presidential election, Moshood Abiola. But Osei said Ononuga's take ignored the facts, noting that his father was among those who stood up to Abiola after the election annulment. He added that his father warned Abiola against trusting the military, especially General Sani Abacha, noting that Abiola's alliance with the junta would prove costly. In the meantime, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, says despite over 4 years of trial and multiple amended charges, the federal government has failed to present any credible or admissible evidence directly linking the pro-Biafran leader, Nnamdi Kanu, to any act of terrorism, incitement, or violence. In a statement, the IPOB's Directorate of Legal Affairs, Research, and Global Communications, Onyekachi Ifedi, stated that it was necessary to address the misinformation, politically motivated media headlines, and deliberate distortions of facts regarding the ongoing trial of Kanu. Ifedi, however, urged the public, media houses, and civil society groups to rely on verified legal facts and not propaganda, insisting that no case has been made against Kanu. He called on the federal government to stop prosecuting Kanu on the basis of outdated laws and prejudicial narratives, adding that all charges against Kanu were legally incompetent. According to him, the federal government should respect due process and fundamental rights and stop prosecuting the leader on the basis of outdated laws and prejudicial narratives and propaganda war. Moving on, labor unions in the Olusegun Agagu University of Science and Technology have joined the Borno State tertiary institutions' 14 days warning strike. The unions participating in the strike include the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, Non-Academic Staff Union, NASU, and the National Association of Academic Technologists, NAT. The chairman of Joint Action Congress, OASTEC chapter, Bobola Bamibola, disclosed this to the News Agency of Nigeria on Monday. The Joint Action Congress had on June 20 declared a 14-day warning strike across all the state-owned institutions, urging SANU, NASU, NAT, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Polytechnics to embark on the strike. The grievances with the state government are poor and inadequate funding of institutions and inability to pay the national minimum wage. Others are non-payment of the wage award arrears and failure to pay the gratitudes of retired members, among others. Meanwhile, popular social media critic Martins Vincent Osei, widely known as Very Dark Man, has staged a protest at the entrance of the residence of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, in Abuja. The protest follows Wike's announcement of plans to withhold 10% of the statutory allocation to area councils due to their failure to implement the new minimum wage for primary school teachers. an issue which has led to an ongoing strike. On Monday, however, VDM gathered school children dressed in uniforms and conducted a class in which he taught them the letters of the alphabet. According to him, Wike's Gate will henceforth serve as a pupil's new classroom.
How are they the leaders of tomorrow when you stop them from going to school for 9 weeks? If Wike did not have basic education, he will not be the minister of FCT today. So, if their school is lost, they will do their school here. So, we start to see them here every day until their school is open. Go back. So, like I said, they have been out of school for 9 weeks. 9 weeks, so how many months been 9 weeks? 2 months and 1 week, Abi. Now, the whole, listen. The whole school in the whole entire FCT, the whole primary school, have been out of school for 9 weeks. And you said they'll be leaders of...
The Borno State Security Network Agency, also known as Amotekun Corps, said it has arrested no fewer than 32 persons suspected to be criminals across the state. The Corps also said it had arrested one of the prime suspects who killed the world chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Nelson Adepoigi, who was kidnapped by some armed men at the entrance of his farm along Ifonwa Road in Ifon, the headquarters of Ose local government area of the state last month. He was abducted along with 2 other victims, parading the suspects at the headquarters of the command in Akure, the state capital. On Monday, the Amotekun commander, Adetunji Adeleye, said the suspects